Hello, everyone. It is me, Darna Russell, with another one. And today I'm sporting my Clerks smock and can you see it? Movies. And my name tag, I haven't put Randall on it yet. And then my J pen. And of course my Stephen King shirt. Woohoo! Okay. Okay, I don't know if you are familiar with, like fellow filmmakers might know this. This is something that I've kind of discovered over the years. But, anyways, film festivals for horror genre are, they're, I don't know if they're looking for something in particular or what it is, but what I do know is that it has to be bloody, has to be articulate, could be suspenseful, could be gory, it is something. And I did make one horror film. Well, I wrote it. And my friend Derek Fleek, who's one of my editors from back in the day, and Tyler Giroux, the two of them came together and made my screenplay, The Beast Within, a thing. And it was amazing. But I don't know if I didn't push it enough or what, but it did not win anything. And I find that crazy because it's very antichrist and it's ew, ew, ew. You know, like he's scratching himself like so hard. Like blood starts to show. You know, and there's a reference, you can hear me talking, where he is put in a cage. It turns out he was an abused foster child, and he eats his dog, which is so cute. His name is Falcor, and he eats a dog. I mean, you don't see that. You just know it's suggested. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe if he actually ate a dog, you know, not like a real dog, just like make it look that way. Come on. Maybe that would have resonated better. I don't know. It did get accepted to one, and the poor guy, I don't know what happened, but his film festival fell apart. And he's all like, hey, you know, I can give you a refund. I'm like, nah, it's all right. Just use that to help, you know, put your screen or your festival back together. I mean, whatever he had going on, I'm cool with that. I understand. It's all right. But for some reason, it didn't. I don't know. And I've seen some really incredible horror shorts that didn't make it or win anything. And it's like, what? Mind blown. So I'm a little nervous about what I'm writing right now. Now, I do have my feature coming up this year. And it's called Nepo Baby so far. I might change it. You never know. But until then, I am filming a long time story that I wrote a couple years ago. I call it Post Partum. And I'm not going to say too much, but it is really creepy. It is so creepy. I have like 4 different endings. Maybe 5. Like between murder weapon and the way the story's going to end. And do I want to open the possibility for a sequel, which I'm loving that idea. You know, I don't know. I haven't really thought that far ahead. But I'm just really nervous right now because this is going to be the very first horror film that I personally, since Peace and Quiet, which came out in 2020. You know, and it won many semi-finalists, but this one is like for freaking real, man. And my little cousin Caitlin, who played in Kid Zone, is gonna play a pregnant teenager, and my little girl Jillian, I call her Jilly, she is going to play the psycho lady, which I don't know if that's what I'm gonna call her. I don't know, maybe a creepy neighbor, something like that. But it's gonna be really cool, and I get goosebumps, and it's like a vision. And the last time I had a vision like this was my film Extinction, and it won tons of awards. lots of trophies, certificates, and it is circulating, and it's still just, everybody's still watching it. And it was I would have to say, my most popular film. And I haven't had a vision like this since then. So I feel very good about it. And I'm just really nervous because of the ending. Like, oh my God, there's like so many different endings. And I can't wait to just, I think what I'm going to do. I mean, I already told my actors, like, we're going to film the ending like 3 different ways. So it looks like 4 or 5 different ways. But it's going to be fun. And, so I think what I'm going to do, because I'm going to be biased, I'm going to love all of them. So I think I'm going to send the final cuts of every single ending to Derek Fleek, who was my editor before, and I'm going to send it to him. And I'm going to be like, dude, what do you think? And maybe I'll just let him do, let him choose. I mean, in unbiased opinion, I mean, I don't want to spoil nothing. I mean, I know I'm not a big, high-budget Hollywood film director or anything, but I'm very passionate about it. I mean, it's a film, my film, regardless. So, yeah, spoilers, that's a thing in my book. So, it doesn't matter that I'm not big time. So what? So, anyhow, I thought I'd just express a video, my feelings and stuff, and let anyone who's following me, I don't know why, but thank you. You're aces, and I love you. But, it's kind of cool. It's like, oh my God, I'm finally, I know it's February, it's still winter. I mean, we had icy rain last night, and it's not over. There's going to be more. I mean, it's Ohio. It's probably going to snow clear to April for all I know. But, the hard parts of winter in Ohio do pass through January and February. So we're going to film on March the 2nd. And I'm so excited. And I can't wait to premiere it. And I know this is going to be really hard, because like I said, film festivals for horror they're picky. And I understand that, I mean, everybody wants something that's cult-like. And I really feel like Post Partum is cult-like. I really do. Plus, it's realistic. I mean, I know when I had my youngest, my daughter, I had dreams that were not cool, not chill at all. I remember the last dream I had, I was in a van with her, and I was cutting her. And then of course I did a dream decoder thing, and just to find out that it was just, I was overwhelmed and stuff. Well, I was a new mom. I was 22. So yeah, I had 2 kids at the age of 22, 23 years old. So yeah, that was overwhelming. So, and I never murdered my daughter. So she's beautiful, and she lives in Michigan with her boyfriend, and she's, yeah, I never did nothing to her like that. Isn't that crazy? Oh my God. It's just the psycho stuff going on in our heads sometimes. But that's why I like the screenplay. It's like, it's realistic. Postpartum dreams, postpartum period is real. I mean, there was a story, 10 Days in a Nut House. And it's based on a true story. I have the book. It's phenomenal. I even Easter egged it in my film Psychosis on my other page, Solid Great Production. And in this story, there's a girl, she comes from a big family name in New York City. And I can't remember what it was, but she comes from a big family name. And this poor thing, like by today's standards, it would be postpartum depression. But back then, they didn't know what that was. So here she was in this nut house because she was crying a lot and she was sleeping a lot. She was pushing her baby away, like not nursing and doing all the old school mommy stuff. Well, because postpartum is a real thing. Well, what happened to this poor girl is she ended up, she was in this nut house there in New York City, and they took her baby's receiving blanket away, and it made her nuts, and she caught herself on fire. And that's a true story. You can read it. 10 days in that house by Nellie Bly. Bly, I think's her last name. Her name's Nellie. But that really happened. Postpartum is really, really a thing. It's a condition. It's nothing to mess with. So I'm sure anyone who's listening has either experienced it or knows someone who did. Don't take that for granted. Take people serious. You know, women, we really go through that. For me, it was because, you know, my daughter was my last. I got fixed, and I mean, years later, I ended up with a full hysterectomy. Thank God. But yeah, she was my last baby. I mean, I was a single mother of two. I'm like, oh, I'm fertile as hell. I need to cut off the baby factory. And I did, and I remember one day I'm holding my little baby girl, you know, just fed her. She's so sweet. She smelled so nice, and she loved to suck on her palm of her hand. And I remember it was probably like 3 in the morning or something like that. And I have her on my lap, and I'm just like, you know, rocking with her. And then I just realized this is it. I'm never going to have any more babies. And although I was okay with that, it was sad. Because, like, because I always dreamed of having a big family. I always wanted, like, 6, 8 kids, you know, and a really good husband and a house and all the, you know, hair-pulling adventures that come with kids. I always wanted that, but it wasn't in the cards for me. So, looking at my little girl, I'm like, God, girl, you're my last one. You're my last baby. And it set me into depression. And I had one really bad dream. Plus, she was a vanishing twin. So, I lost her sibling. And that, you know, that didn't, like, really hit me. Because I was so young. I didn't know what was going on, you know. But I knew that she was. And, you know, things like that, it hits you. And it's real. It's a real condition. And it needs to be respected and understood. So, now, the fact that I'm taking all this and turning it into a horror story, I have no regrets. No, we're going to rock this story, and I can't wait. Like I said, though, my little cousin is going to play one character, and my little girl, Jilly, is going to play the other character. And I can't wait. And it's going to be great. It's going to be fun. It's going to be great bonding. It really is. Caitlin is a wonderful young lady, and she is the daughter of my first cousin, Jessica, who, her and Caitlin both played a role in my film Kidzone, where the athlete and the coach switch roles. Yeah, it was really funny. And Caitlin, she was so funny. Like, you could see her in the bloopers. It was funny. Like, I don't know, you just have to watch the bloopers. But I am so honored that she's going to be in this, and I'm so honored that Jilly's going to be in this, and I don't know what it is about that family, but man, I attract to it. It's so great. So anyway, why am I making this video? Because of the postpartum depression. Because it is a real serious condition, and it needs to be respected, understood. It needs to be learned. It needs to be studied. Because I'm sure there's better ways, you know, for doctors and stuff besides giving mom's pills and stuff like that. There's got to be a way to make a mom feel more at ease about whatever it is that's going on in her head. You know, having babies is a really big deal. You know, I mean, we're bringing life into this world, and sometimes that, you know, being the mother, especially if we already have children or whatever, it really hits us, and we don't know. We didn't ask for it. It just happens, and we try really hard to fight against it, and it just doesn't always happen that way. So I was fortunate enough that I wasn't that deep into the postpartum depression, but I think I might have been in deeper than I thought, because by the time my daughter, my youngest, the one I had the naughty or nasty dream about, by the time she was about 1 year old is when I tried to kill myself. Am I allowed to say it on YouTube? off myself. I've tried to unalive myself. Maybe that played a factor. I don't know. It's still a mystery in a lot of ways, but you can read about real stories about real women who went through it, and it's a big deal, and it's something that needs to be um, studied. It really does. It doesn't need to happen. It's not. I mean, it doesn't. It doesn't need to happen. That's all. I mean, when we have our babies, we love. I mean, those of us who don't put our babies in, I don't even know what to say now. I'm just gonna. Those of us. Here's the group I'm talking to. Those of us who love our babies when they come out, we're absolutely just daunting and so in love with them. The most beautiful little creatures. Slimy and yucky, and we're just all, kissing on them and just, oh my God, I love my baby. I mean, those are real true emotions. We have carried those babies, in our body and felt every kick, every heartbeat, every hiccup, just everything. And we suffer, the heartburn, and we hiccup ourselves, and we have weird food cravings, and now we have stretch marks and stuff like that, but it's worth it. And when our babies come out, we're just 100% totally in love with that little person. And we want the best for them. We want them to be better than us, better than everyone, because that's a supreme person in our opinion. But there's just something in our head. Like I said, like for me, it was because my youngest was my last. And that's probably what kicked off my postpartum. But that's not the same for everyone. Every woman has a different story. And it's really a real thing, and it's a real struggle for us women. We do get over it eventually, but some babies don't make it through mom's depression. Just the sad truth. And you can Google it, research it, read articles. It's really a thing. So if you are a gentleman whose woman had just gave you a beautiful baby and she's acting sad, crying, won't get out of bed, things like that, that's probably what she's going through. Please support her. Help her get help. Try to help her be happy and just support her. Be there with the baby, and it's your time to bond with your child. And, while she gets help. That's really a thing, and I promise you it really is. So, look it up. So, okay, that's all I have to say. So, wish me luck on the success of my first horror film in years, and I hope that film festivals like it, because I'm so nervous. There is nothing in this world more pickier than a horror fan. I'm not joking. Talk to anyone who's like Jason versus Freddy. Oh shit. All hell's gonna break loose. Okay then. So all my love, best wishes, and I hope all your dreams come true, and I will talk to you again soon, and hopefully the next posting will be my movie. Like I said before, we're filming on March the 2nd, so wish me luck. Mwah. All my love.